loves, welcome to my YouTube channel. You can see how beautiful this gown looks on this cutie, on this beautiful girl. So now we're going to learn how to cut and sew this beautiful girlish flay gown. Let's go. Okay guys, so I'll use my pattern, my half-length pattern, and trace on my material to cut it out. Okay, so you can check on my description box below to see how I made this, how I drafted this half-length bodice. So now I'm tracing it to cut it out, to cut both my front and back bodice out. Okay guys, after cutting, I'll use chalk to indicate the back of my material. Then open my back zipper allowance. The flare part of this child's skirt, and her waist is 24 divided by 6.28. That 6.28 is the standard for cutting 360 degrees flare. So when I divide it, it's going to be 3.8 inches, but I'm going to add half-inch allowance to it to make it 4.4 inches for the zipper allowance. So now my radius is, her radius is her waist divided by 6.28, which is from this point. First of all, I folded this fabric this way. How to cut the 360. This is two like this. I now fold it into 4. It's now 4. It appears to be 4, 2 and 4. So from this point, I'm going to cut from the point where there is no opening. So the radius now, from what I explained, is 4.4 inches, including the zipper allowance. Initially it was 3.8 plus half inches, it will be 4.4 inches here. I'll go round, I'll take it round. 4.4 inches. Okay, 4.4 inches. Which is here. Okay. Go round. This is the radius. Okay. So the skirt length for this tutorial is 28 inches. Her skirt length, that is her gown length, is 28 inches. So I'm going to minus the half length, and before that I'll give my cutting allowance, because you're not going to cut. If you cut here, the flare circle will be more. So you give your, I googled it. I gave half inches here. So from this half inches, I'll minus her half length, which is 11 inches. 11 inches here. Then her skirt length is 28 inches. But I'm going to add half inches for the sewing allowance, 28 and a half. I'll take it round. From this point, remember, you place your half length from this point. I take the 28 inches, 28 and a half inches round. This way. Go around. Make sure 11 inches is at the point. So I'll join my line, I'll join my circle, my flip. Okay, guys, this is the flip, so we'll cut it out. Okay guys, after cutting, I'm going to cut my lining and add my interfacing on my lining, both on my half length and my flay. Okay guys, I've added my interfacing on my flay skirts and I've added it to my bodies, both front and back bodies of this gown. So now I'm going to turn it up. I'm going to sew it to turn it up, and then we go on. And here is my back bodice. I'll turn it up by the neckline. I only added interfacing on the neck region for the bodice. That's what I did here. So now I'm turning it up. This is my front bodice. I'm turning it on at the neckline, as you see me doing like this. So now I'm turning it on. So after sewing the neck region of my front bodice, I'll notch it. I'll give it a notch to allow the neckline to relax. Okay, and after the notch, I'll turn it up. I'll do the same at my back bodice that has my zipper allowance. Okay guys, I'm sewing and then I'm turning up my flay part by sewing it round. Then I'll turn it up from the center of this flay. I'll turn it up from there and then we go on. Okay, now I'm going to sew my front darts. That's what I'm doing here. And after sewing my front dart, I'll do the same at my back bodice, sewing the darts there. Okay guys, after adding my darts to my front and back bodies, I'll now join my shoulder, both the back to the front. So see how I'm joining it by placing the front side of the materials facing each other. Then I'll sew it this way like I'm doing now. See how I'm folding it. I'll sew the front parts of the material facing each other. I'll sew it slantly. Same goes to the lining part of it. After doing this first side, I'll repeat the same at the other side of the shoulder. Okay guys, after joining my shoulder, see my half length. I've joined it at the shoulder, both the back to the front. Now I'm going to use my bias to close my armhole this way, like you see me doing like this. So I'm going to use my bias to turn it up this way to close my armhole, since it's sleeveless, because my flounce is going to serve as the sleeve of this gown. So let's go on.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go through the wasteland.
Guys, after adding my bias to my sleeve, now here I added my flounce on my half length in a way that I run it from my front bodies down to my back bodies. If you want to see how I achieve this flounce, check on my description box below. I'll leave the link there for you to understand more how I cut this flounce, because already this tutorial is taking much time than expected. Okay guys, so let's go on. Now here, after adding my flounce, I now designed it with this beautiful black shiny bias by sewing it on top of that flounce in order to achieve a relaxed flounce on my half length. Okay guys, after sewing my bias on my flounce, next thing is to join my half length to my flay skirt. But before that, you need to notch the center of your half length and the center of your flay, then you join it. Now you can't wait to see the beautiful outcome of this gown. Okay guys, I'm done joining my half length to my flay. Now I'm sewing my zipper. I'm sewing my zip after my zipper allowance. So guys, thank you guys for watching. Please like, share and subscribe for more tutorials. Thank you guys.